YouTube is attainable for anyone, and you can clearly see that I've just learned over the years what works and what doesn't work and how to make a video. So I see it as people can look at it for growth. It's not about
True,
making
yeah.
genuine content anymore. It's about making what's gonna hit trending, what's gonna pop off, and I really hate that because YouTube for me at the beginning was so fun, and I was seeing growth, and I was just doing what I enjoyed doing, and it was working because people saw that I was enjoying it. But now it's just not that. YouTube doesn't let you do what you want to do.
Have you ever thought about making like a Minecraft Manhunt like rap or song with like the Color Crew? Alright lads, welcome back to Midweek MC, the podcast where I sit down with an amazing guest every single week. The reason I haven't mentioned AJX is because he's sadly not here this week, as we are recording on a Saturday, because both myself and the amazing guest today work jobs outside of content creation. As far as I'm aware, they can fact check me when they step in here. So we've had to rearrange it because of different time zones. However, I am joined with the amazing Bubbo.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
I was right about the job, right? That's why we're recording on Saturday, because you work as well, don't you?
Yeah. I have a full-time job during the week.
And you're not even 5 hours behind me. You are 6 hours behind me. So I'm scheduling recording at 7 p.m. It's just easier to move it to Saturday. How are you today?
Man, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I streamed a little bit earlier. It was nice. So I've been talking for 2 hours straight to my viewers. It's okay. I love talking. All right. That's the good thing about it. And
that's why you do a podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Before we get into anything though, because I have loads to ask you today and loads to talk about, I do always like to give the introduction for you here to let the viewer know who you are. Who are you? What do you do? If you have a fun fact, maybe, please, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, my name is Bubbo, aka Elijah, my real name, and I play Minecraft. And I did it full time for a couple years, and then decided I wanted to do some real work also. So I got a job, and now I'm trying to manage both. I do mainly manhunts right now, but that's something I don't want to do anymore. So we can talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, and then fact, I am the apple fact guy. So apples are like mostly air. That's my fact of the day.
What do you mean apple fact guy? What do you have a Twitter account, or you just love to tell people facts about apples?
Man, I don't know. This was like years ago, and in Boost for Manhunts, I just started throwing around apple facts, and people loved it, and it caught on, and now I have my own apple facts merch, and so I'm just the apple fact guy now. Every time I'm in a call or something, people are like, yo, give us an apple fact.
What is your favorite apple fact ever?
I don't even remember all of them now. It's been a while since I've given an apple fact. I retired probably, but it takes like 3 years for an apple tree to grow before it's harvestable, so you have to like really wait it out on the apples.
I actually respect that so much, by the way. The fact that you had this bit and you've just ran with it and made it something, because it's like we'll get to it hopefully in a while, because we've got lots to talk about. But my outro is from a podcast I had with the person who makes like the thumbnails and stuff. He came on the podcast because he made his own content at the time, and his saying was "Don't fall down the stairs." So I took it, remixed it, and said "Don't eat too much bread." And like it's just become my bit now, because like a little fun fact for anyone who doesn't know what that podcast is. It's a while back. Sorry, we are going to talk about you. I promise. I guess I'm just giving my one. Is that I have a sandwich for work like every day, and I don't think this was actually the reasoning on the podcast. I think it's just what came to mind, so it's stuck. I love like ham sandwiches. I have like one every day for work. So, but I remember I once like took like a bit more. My mum like said to me, just don't, like, too much bread is bad for you, so don't have too much bread. And I think I just resonated in the back of my head, and it's only just kind of come back now when you mentioned about apples and the fact that like you had a bit and ran with it. And so I started saying don't eat too much bread, and now it's literally my outro for everything. I don't know why it is. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just there, and it's a bit that I ran with now.
Not eating too much bread's important. That's a lot of carbs,
Exactly,
not good for
it's bad for you. See, so I'm giving like everyone a fact, and you've just given us a good apple fact. I didn't know there were more air though.
Yeah, they're like mostly air.
That's mental.
There's so much space in between the apple particles. I don't know what it's like. The actual part that you eat, there's just so much air between it.
But does that like mean anything to the apples itself? Like, is it bad for you? Is it good for you? Or is it just a fact?
It's just a fact. It does nothing.
Fair enough, honestly. I had something I was going to say to you, but it's just gone off my mind now because you started talking about food. Oh, That's it. This podcast, because I'll probably refer to you like a few times, 'cause it's just how I do. Would you rather me call you Bubbo or Elijah?
Oh, I really care.
Do you wanna do our own little bit for the podcast?
Sure.
My name is Charlie. Everyone refers to me as Orbitzz. So what if we just kept referring to each other this entire podcast on a first name basis? Call you Elijah, you call me Charlie, just for the entire podcast.
That works.
Yeah,
works for me.
Okay. Well, Elijah, I guess to get started on it, but because we might as well talk about this first before we get into talking about you. You used to own your own podcast as well. I had your co-host on the podcast a little while back, and then ended up reaching out to you. Or was it? I think I reached out to you, right? Or did you reach out?
No,
to me?
I think I reached out to you.
I was through Twitter, wasn't it? Yeah, and I said I wasn't sure yet because people were scheduled in, and then I replied to you. Yeah, so you reached out about coming on. I don't know if it was because of that podcast or not, but you know, you've had experience with podcasts before. The Unstable podcast, was that just one you hosted? Like, for instance, like, is that the only podcast you've ever been on is hosting one, or have you been on other podcasts before this one?
No, that's the only one I ever did. Me and Boblu, we just decided to do a podcast for a little bit, and we enjoyed it, but we just got too busy and just didn't have time to record it every single week.
Did you listen to the Boblu podcast by any chance?
Honestly, I did not.
I
need to, but I haven't yet.
I gave him an idea on it. I can't. I'm trying to remember what it was, because I could just share the same idea with you. I should have went back and got it. I should have wrote it down. I mean, it was like something about like, if you can just record a podcast every now and then, and as long as you upload it within 2 weeks, it's fine. Like, I think you could just establish it as a channel whenever you just feel like sitting down and having a conversation about something. Instead of doing it in private, just record it, and as long as you upload it within 2 weeks, it's fine. It's still relevant.
Yeah,
at that point.
we've definitely talked about potentially, getting back on it at some point, because we both did enjoy doing it, and it wasn't about anything specific. It was literally just us talking, and we like little segments where we would like pull up relationship advice Reddit and go through it and give our advice just on random people's relationships. But yeah, it was fun.
You had Anne Venom on the podcast. I'll give you credit where credit's due here. You actually helped me with research for the first time I brought Anne Venom on, because I remember finding your podcast. That's why, because it was a bigger reaction I gave to Bablu when I found out it was you guys on. I was like, no way, oh my god. But this time obviously I know it's you, so it's not that much of a shock now. But yeah, no, you guys actually helped me, so thank you. I'm going to use this time to say thank you for that. You've helped InsideMC to grow in its own little way. So why did you decide to start the podcast up? It was 2 years ago now, so if you can remember.
Honestly, it was my idea, and I've always been a very big podcast person. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I was like, man, this would be so much fun to just kind of sit and talk and have a good time, and edit that up and share it with people. And my like whole YouTube channel is really not even based off the Manhunts. Most of it is the relationships between me and my friends, and just us kind of messing around, having a good time. So I was like, well, we could just do this in voice form without Minecraft, and so we did that, and it went pretty well, but we just kind of didn't have time for it.
It ended up kind of falling off, and you kind of started up. Well, we've had the Bubbo channel for a very long time. Have you started selling that, right?
Yeah. I was just kind of I was focused on that. Boblu was focused on his channel, because at the end of the day, you make money off these things, and podcast wasn't really generating any revenue. Yeah. So we put our efforts where we were, making revenue.
Which is, I mean, I'm not fully starting to do it. I really should, because obviously I started uploading more straightforward videos, or like basic videos on the podcast channel, like interviewing multiple groups of people and putting it all into one video. But the thing about that is I would pump loads of those out. The animation takes a while. It's like I couldn't even really full send that if I wanted to, because I'd only be able to upload every 2 or 3 weeks anyway. So I thought, if I do the podcast and have people edit and do the animations and stuff, I'm still losing money. Hopefully at one point it'll become like a passive income where I am just earning enough money to old videos and from new videos to kind of just keep the podcast going. It's a long time yet, but I'm sure it'll happen at one point.
Yeah, you got that.
Speaking of Bubbo, then, perfect transition here. I know I said I'd call you Elijah, but that's not the name of your channel. Your name of your channel is Bubbo. Straight, like, literally, you have the as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
11 years ago, you uploaded your first video called The Creep Part 1. And then after that, welcome to my channel, Bubbo 2000. So you've always had the name Bubbo. Why? What's the deal there?
There's not really a great reason behind it. I don't really even remember. The only like assumption I can make about my name is that when I was growing up, all my like family and cousins and everyone, they would call me Bubby, Bubby, and I just kind of replaced the Y with an O, and I was like, yeah, that's fine.
What was the deal with the
and I've just kind of been that.
What about the 2000 part? Was that
that's just the year I was born?
Yeah, so. Oh, so you're like, okay, you're not old. I'm not gonna say you're old, but you're older, like then.
Oh, I'm old, man.
I thought you was about my age. I I guess you are technically still around my age. I'm 21, so we're kind of the same.
Okay, yeah, turned 24 this year.
Kind of sad that AJ isn't here because he's 25 and he's. If he was here right now, I can predict we'd be like, oh, I'm not the only old one here then, oh, because I'm all. It's been a weird podcast bit. He's not even older. He's just older than me. So
yeah.
Your first videos. I mean, you started off with a Minecraft video. I'm not sure if it's your first ever video because with me on Orbitzz, I've deleted a few old videos.
Oh, that is my first video ever. I haven't taken down any videos on my channel.
You can tell because of the fast noisical rat, left funny montage, the baguette candy, and then you also made 10 years ago channel news updates and more. You've done a few obviously, but
yeah.
Was that just you being a silly goofy kid then?
Yeah, I mean that was just me putting up whatever I wanted to put up. I wasn't really even trying to really grow at the time. I just enjoyed making little stupid videos. And obviously if you enjoy making stupid videos, you want to be able to like just put it somewhere.
Yeah.
So YouTube was where I went, and I just kind of kept everything up because I don't know. I part of me doesn't want to take it down. It's like, you know, it is why I'm here today. You know, why my channel is so big is because I've always kind of had a passion for making videos. So I don't want to take any of them down. It's nostalgic for me, and I like for people to be able to see, you know, how I started, because YouTube is attainable for anyone, and you can clearly see that I've just learned over the years what works and what doesn't work and how to make a video. So I see it as people can look at it for growth.
Oh, that's actually nice because I'm kind of on the other hand. The only reason I deleted videos is because they were just kind of, well, to be fair, actually I had like over 150 command block tutorials and I should have already kept them public on my channel. I think I actually republished them. Hold on, let me fact check myself here. I had them because I used to do tutorials, but then I unlisted them all when I wanted to move away from that field because it was all I was like getting views from and stuff, and it was kind of off-putting. But I think I republished them. No, I didn't. I kept them unlisted. So now all my videos are just like commentaries or like thing, and I should have already kept them public because, like I said, they were the ones earning me money, but they're probably outdated by now. So I've always been about like, even with my thumbnails, I feel like I've always had to keep a consistent theme and keep a consistent branding, whereas you don't mind, and it's kind of, I guess it's nice to see a different perspective on that and see that you are genuinely wanting people to look at these old videos and be like, damn, he went from Minecraft how to awesomely burn a village and getting 762,000 views on a Minecraft Manhunt video, or 749,000 views on another one. Like, it's just crazy that you went from averaging 100 views to now averaging like close to 100,000 views.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you got to work at and something you have to learn, but you're not going to learn from it if you don't, you know, just put yourself out there.
What's the deal with like kind of the content over the years then? Because obviously you've like, as we can see here, you've moved through content creation and like different ideas. It's always been Minecraft related for the most part, but you went through multiple different ideas and, you know, showing what, like, you experimenting on what works and what doesn't work. How did you finally find your feet with the Manhunt videos?
Honestly, a little bit of luck, because I was kind of posting videos for a really long time and like pretty normally, and then I started getting into Manhunts whenever I met like Boostfur and, you know, Kieran Dev and, you know, that whole squad. And honestly, I got lucky because they started to blow up a little bit, and then YouTube decided to put me as gaming creator on the rise, which put like 6 of my videos on trending for a week.
Seriously?
Yeah, and that was when I had. Yeah, they did that, and then that was probably when I had around 8,000 subscribers, and in that 1 week, I went from about 8,000 subscribers to about 80,000.
Right.
Yeah, so a little bit of luck with YouTube, you know, putting me out there, because I was grinding then. I was posting pretty much every single day. We had, as a group, a very intense month or so where we were recording 3 or 4 videos a day, one for everyone's channel, and then editing that video the same day, waking up the next day and doing the same thing, so we could post every single day.
That's kind of mental.
It was nuts, but that's when it really blew up for us, because Boostfur blew up first. He got like 50K subs, then Kieran Dev quickly passed him and went up to, you know, I don't even remember, a lot. They had one video really pop off. Of subs. Yeah, it was either the Imposter one or the Redstone Master one for them that really blew them up. And then shortly after that, YouTube made me gaming creator on the rise. So as a group, we just kind of worked.
See, the thing is, though, I don't want to fully like claim that as luck, though, because I've said this statement before. and it's I believe it anyways. And like luck is definitely a thing, but you make your own luck. As in, if you were uploading crappy videos or not putting too much effort into it, or not like if you didn't find the right group of people to like, if you didn't surround yourself with the people of we all want to grow, we all have the same mindset, you would have probably got lucky. You could have probably still gotten lucky, but YouTube wouldn't have determined you as a gaming creator on the rise. So you wouldn't have got lucky in that sense, because they would have looked at your content and be like, and then that means you would have never got the big growth spurt and this and that. But because you were hardworking and you knew what you were doing, you made your own luck. So I feel like that's my way of saying it. And I think that's the best example I can use for that word as well, or that saying, sorry.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I agree. Definitely, they picked me because I was putting in a lot of work at the time. And I was, we had some good content going back then that no one else was really doing. Like we were kind of the Dream started Manhunts, but then we took it as a group and just completely changed the niche, made it into the whole Manhunt butt thing. That's kind of where we all started. So definitely it was work, but luck in the sense that YouTube decided to pick me out of every gaming creator on the platform.
It's about taking ideas and kind of revamping them. For example, I was on to Laz last midweek, and it was like with my channel, I'm uploading these how do people compare themselves, or do they all think the same? I mean, the idea is from Jubilee, but I've put it into Minecraft, which no one else has done. Took the idea of Manhunt, but then you added which no one else had done. So it's about like using ideas and revamping them to be like, okay, this is still a completely original concept now, but it was inspired from this idea here.
Right. And especially in Minecraft, that is very important, because pretty much everything in Minecraft to this point has been done because it's so saturated on YouTube.
Yeah, it's hard.
So it's really about, how can I make something else be something new? So yeah, that's what it comes down to, is just changing things up, making it fresh for people to watch so they're not getting bored of the same thing over and over, which is why I don't want to do Manhunt anymore.
We are going to talk about that. We'll wait a second, because obviously I still kind of want to talk about your content and stuff, and like I still want to talk about Manhunt. So if we get into talking about why you don't do it anymore, it wouldn't make much sense to go back to it. What is your favorite? And I guess that you not it didn't have to do good for views either. Like it could have been one that you did absolutely amazing, but it's not your most viewed video. What is your favorite ever Manhunt video, specifically Manhunt?
I'm gonna have to go through the library here.
But is there not one that just resonates in your head? Like for instance, I have like fan favorite videos from like my Orbitzz.
It's honestly just hard to even. I've done so many now that it's just hard to even remember what I've done. So nothing's completely sticks out. They all kind of mesh together. It's just beating the game over and over again.
But there's different ideas.
Yeah, I think Minecraft Manhunt, but I can control my hunters is probably one of my favorites, because it was a very unique plugin where I could completely take over someone's Minecraft character and play as them, get their inventory, and it led to a lot of really interesting plays.
Wait, which one, sorry?
I can control my hunters.
Oh, how does that make any sense? Wait, what? Can you not just, how did that work? Sorry, what?
It was basically this plugin where I could run a command. It would be like /control Bubbo, and it would basically revoke his access to play as his character, give me access to play as his character. So I could do anything. I could move him around. I could jump. I could place blocks. I could throw things on the ground. I could play as normal, but from Bubbo, and he was unable to do anything about it. And it just led to some really funny moments and plays.
What happened to you then? Would you just be stuck in one place?
I would kind of like disappear for a minute, but it didn't really matter because they couldn't kill me anyway because I was playing as them. So it kind of just made me disappear, and then whenever I stopped controlling them, it put me right back where I was with my own inventory.
So technically, what you could have done, and if you did this in a video, then it's funny. You could have jumped into the end, and then as soon as they was about to follow you, swap to one of them and block it off, and like break beds and stuff. And that way, then it'd be like longer for them to follow you into the end, and then you'd go back to yourself.
I think I did something similar, but I don't remember what. But my favorite play from that video was I was getting chased by Bobblue and Fence, and I built up to like, I don't know, it was like Y200 or something like that. And then I didn't have a water bucket or anything to clutch, so I controlled Bobblue, placed a water bucket, and then blocked him in, and then jumped off of the thing into the water bucket I placed as Bobblue, and then took the water and ran away.
That's cold. That's actually so sick. How many people are hunting you?
Usually these days it's just 2. Usually I just have Bobblue and Fence.
And was it in that video as well, Bobblue and Fence?
Pretty much, yeah, it was both of them in that one, but pretty much every video now is Bobblue and Fence.
What about...
Which is my...
Oh, sorry, go on.
Which is my secondary group. We call ourselves the Skrunkly Squad.
Why?
I don't know. We always just joked around with the word skrunkly, saying each other skrunkly, and we just kind of made that a thing. So we're the skrunkly squad now.
Fair enough, yeah. This is a good name. Interesting. What about favorite video as a whole? Like ever uploaded on your channel in 11 years? Oh, like even if it's not even your favorite, what's just one video that kind of resonates in your head?
Man, I don't know. I don't think it would even be a manhunt. Not any of my manhunts. Honestly, this is gonna sound really weird, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with. It was actually a sponsor I did. For Fortnite. It was a Lego Fortnite video.
Oh, you
But that
uploaded
video,
that 5 months ago. That one.
yeah. I don't know why, but that was just a really fun video to record. It was just something different on my channel. It has like no views because it's not Minecraft, whatever. But it was just fun to record, fun to edit. Something different. It just kind of it opened my eyes to maybe doing other things in the future.
Just it's a bit rough, right? Because you have to kind of move. If you want to do other things in the future, you kind of have to know you're going to take this view sacrifice because you've built a Minecraft audience. I mean, all of your 200k plus subscribers have come from Minecraft. So if you really want to make something else, you know you have to take that hit. It's like I want to do it, but then can I risk the hit, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's something I'm thinking about. I don't know, but I definitely do want to do other things regardless of if it's a game or whatever. I want to do other things in Minecraft.
And
I have some ideas.
that perfectly transitions into the whole not wanting to do Manhunt stuff anymore. Then how comes?
And it's been a good time, but I've been doing it for entirely too long now. I'm out of twists. I have no more twist ideas. And it's just really repetitive for me every time. It's the same editing style, and I've been doing it since June 24th of 2021, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Even if the twist is different, it's still, go to the nether, get the stuff, go to the and beat the dragon. It's the same thing, and I just can't do it anymore. I've done so many of them.
So when are you gonna start transitioning away from it then, or is that now?
Soon. I'm cooking up a couple ideas right now for some Minecraft videos, but I'm just trying to figure out, how I can make them good where people will want to watch. And I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens, which is good because I have a full-time job, so it's fine if I take a hit, it is what it is. But I think I just need to go back to my roots a little bit of doing YouTube for fun. That's how it started originally for me, and I think it sort of became not fun for me anymore when I got so locked into doing one specific thing over and over and over again. Because it's really demoralizing when you try something different and no one watches it. And I don't know. I just gotta do different things, and hopefully people want to stick around for it.
What are some of the ideas? Can we get an inside scoop? I'll hint some.
Yeah, they'll still be like a sort of challenge type videos, where there's obviously a goal in mind, but there's something that's going to be setting me back. So it's not super different from Manhunts, I guess. But then I also want to do some like storytelling videos in a way where like I have an idea for a not hardcore. I don't know, for a series with some other people. I don't want to spoil that too much because that is something we are working on.
Yeah, I think that's good enough to get people hyped so you have an idea.
Yeah, but it's going to be long videos, like I would say an hour to 2 hours per video, and it would be, very good storytelling. Anyone who's watched like a Rust movie, think about that type of video, but Minecraft. No one else is really doing it like that. So
okay.
That's what I want to do.
When we have a big idea to be uploaded over the course of the last week of November and December, so I'm kind of excited for that also. And that's being cooked in the works as well, the InsideMC channel. So big things to look for on our channel and Bubbo's channel. Yeah, like Minecraft content in the whole zone. Why Minecraft specifically? I mean, I feel like we kind of brushed over that a little bit. What about Minecraft did you love so much?
Freedom of it, I think. I started playing when I was in 5th grade. And now I am 23. So it's been a really long time, over 10 years of playing Minecraft. But I just met some friends in 5th grade that were talking about this game and talking about what you can do in it. And I was like, what? This is crazy. Because I had never up to that point not played anything even similar to that. And so I got it on Xbox 360. And I was playing it a lot, and I was like, man, this is good. But then I got it on PC, and PC is where it really hooked me, because then I found the whole world of servers and mini games and mods, and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, man, this is so cool, because there's so many things you can do in this. It's one game, but there's hundreds of games to be played inside of the game. So it was hard to get bored of for a really long time because there was just so many different things you could be doing.
With that mindset, then, are you kind of, yes, this is like a, not, I guess it's just a question to get, I guess, talking about it. Are you a little bit not disappointed in Minecraft as a whole? You can be still happy with Minecraft and still be disappointed with it. So just let me cook. Are you kind of disappointed with the whole fact of there's so many things to do, but like they've kind of, I mean, at least Java Edition, they kind of neglected it a little bit. I mean, look at Roblox, right? Or like Fortnite, sorry. Both of them actually. How they've done so much to do like things in game and how they're so supportive of people doing such things. Are you a little bit disappointed that Minecraft didn't go down that road, or are you happy with how it's turned out?
I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. It is a little frustrating when Mojang/Microsoft likes to step in and sort of shut people's ideas down when it comes to, you know, if they're trying to run an event, but they have, you know, sponsors or whatever. I know there was a whole thing with that a little bit ago where they were like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. And then the whole, I really hate the whole Bedrock Edition marketplace idea, because Minecraft, you know, to me and so many other people, has always been open source, and you can mod it the way you want to, play it the way you want to. And when they like to step in and sort of deny that, and they want you to play it however they want you to play it, that just doesn't feel right to me. And yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit bored of the game at this point, but I've also been playing it for like 12 years. And at the end of the day, it's still pretty much the same game. 3 dimensions, kill the dragon. It's pretty much the same thing. They add a few things here and there, but yeah, I do wish it went a little bit of a different route and open some more opportunities for people to create.
Don't really play Minecraft too much anymore. Like, I stream it, but outside of stream, I don't really play it. So,
I don't touch the game ever unless I'm recording. I haven't opened Minecraft in almost a month.
So how do you stay so good at it then, even if you haven't played it in a month?
That's 12 years of muscle memory right there.
Fair enough, yeah.
That's just all it is.
I should have that. I just don't. I just talk about Minecraft. That's what I do. I talk about Minecraft twice a week to Minecraft creators, and that's it.
I don't know. I just can't get it. I just don't even feel like opening the game. I've just done everything I can do. I've probably beat the game thousands of times, and there's not much there for me right now. But I'm hoping, you know, with some new content to sort of, you know, rekindle that love for Minecraft again. And I think I can. I think I just got really fed up with doing the same thing over and over. And when it became my job, I wanted to do other things in my free time, because no one likes to do their job on, you know, their time off.
Sure. Yeah. What do you do for work right now, anyways? Speaking of job.
Right now, I'm not gonna give like super details as to where or whatever.
Just a base idea. Like I say, I'm a barista, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I do facilities, so that's like maintenance and property upkeep, stuff like that.
Oh crap! And you balance content creation alongside that?
Oh, I haven't been, because I haven't uploaded like a really long time. When's my last upload? It was 43 days ago, so it's been over a month since I uploaded. And that's about when I started that job. So
okay, I was about to say you've done a good job anyways.
But I've kind of taken a step back a little bit at the moment, just to sort of try to. I also just moved. I did a big move. I moved from Florida to Tennessee. So my life in the past month or so has really just flipped 180. So I kind of have taken just a bit of a step back just to get my life in order and, you know, work on this job a little bit. And then now I'm at a point where I want to get back into content creation, but I want to do things differently.
And that's why you're going to start making these videos.
Yeah, I just needed a little bit of a break. I've never taken a real break like this. Longest break I took was like 2 weeks for the past 3 years, where I just didn't upload. So 43 days is my longest break, which in the long scheme of things, that's not that much for 3 years of work.
In these challenge videos that you're planning to do, are they going to be with other people, or are they going to be solo?
They'll be with other people.
Because I was going to say, if they were solo, it might even make your life a bit easier, because that way then you don't have to worry about that's the thing with the podcast, right? It's absolutely amazing, but even with like the videos that we do, scheduling like in to record with people can really, because this podcast is coming out Wednesday. So if we recorded it last Wednesday, it gives me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, kind of Tuesday. That's 6 days. I have Sunday, Monday, kind of Tuesday, which is 4 days. So
yeah, no, dude, I completely get it. That's been my biggest struggle with, you know, doing my content with my friends, is just getting people locked into a recording time. Definitely been the biggest struggle, but we've made it work.
I mean, that alongside work is what I'm trying to get as well, though. Like now with working a job, it makes it a tad bit harder, I can imagine.
It does, but you know, there's weekends which I will have to use, you know. efficiently. I just got to think about things a bit more. But luckily, also my friends all stay up really, really late. So my bedtime's like 8:30 because I get up at 5 a.m. to go to work. So my bedtime's really early, and but luckily, I can do things after work because I'm not there all day since I get there so early.
Just like me, for real, kind of.
Yeah.
Wake up like 6 a.m. if I'm opening, and then I stay up. So I don't like sleeping loads. I know you said you have an earlier bedtime, so it's the only time we're different. I don't like sleeping loads. I mentioned this to you before the podcast. Like, I'm normally on about 5 hours sleep, which is good for me. But last night I got 11 hours sleep, and right now I'm awake and I'm locked in because we're recording, so my brain just snaps. When it comes to work, like, the clogs just start moving rapidly. But up until this point, I've been so tired all day, and I hated it. I said I feel more drained after an 11-hour sleep than I do after a 5, because my brain has just gotten so used to it. But I need it. I need the longer sleep sometimes to kind of get my brain still in a happy place, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I do the same thing.
How long have you been? I know we're talking about still about in quotation marks IRL work. How long have you been balancing, and not this job specifically, in general, work with content creation?
Quite some time, because I picked up a part-time job when I lived in Florida. I worked there for like 8-ish months. So it's been about a year of doing both.
And how do you feel that's affected you?
I think it's actually been good for me because, before I was always home, always on my computer, always doing work, and I couldn't separate work from life because I was just always where I was working. And I think, having that separation of actually having to leave the house to go somewhere, and then, YouTube, if I want to, when I get back, it's just made it's taken a lot of stress off of YouTube. Because I'm not constantly worried if a video is performing good because, I need money from that video or whatever. Now I can truly just do YouTube for fun. And if a video does well, that's great. If I get a sponsor, that's great. But I'm not fully reliant on it because YouTube is stressful because, it can do bad, it can do good, but you never really know. So it's just very stressful, and it's doing both has taken a lot of that stress away from me.
That's a nice part about like you said, that balancing the both. It can be very tiring as well. Like, a lot of people don't realize that the balancing the both can be really tiring, especially if you're trying to do it like full time, like I am. As in full time content, but not money wise. I mean, full time is in constantly uploading weekly. There you go. You can do it full time without uploading weekly. You get my point. So, like to do both. Hopefully you can get back into it. That's probably, would you say that's, I think you mentioned, kind of hinted it earlier, unless I picked it up wrong. Would you say that's also kind of affected your decision in moving away from Manhunt content is working?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's just kind of pulled me away and made me look at things in a different perspective. I mean, I've only been doing manhunts for this long because it's what was paying the bills. I wanted to stop doing manhunts back in 2022. And I've still just been doing it because that's what's paid the bills. But now, I'm at a place where I have a full-time job, and YouTube is kind of a secondary source of income for me. So I'm more comfortable with experimenting now and doing other things. So it's just helped in that sense.
Why didn't you do this is what Radoon's used on his podcast, was the candy and butcher shop idea. Why didn't you ever try that, where you still give Manhunt content, you experiment with oh, here, have a taste of this. What about this content? Here, try this. Oh, another Manhunt video, but what about this one? And then another Manhunt video. Why did you not just try to do other content and throw at people to see what they'd think?
Well, there was a few times I did. I uploaded an S&P video, and I've done a couple different things here and there. But the issue with that is those videos always take much longer to make than Manhunts. It's either because it's days of recordings, or it takes way longer to edit, or whatever. And when it came down to it, I was at a point where I needed to be uploading a specific amount of videos and getting a certain amount of views per month to be able to pay rent. So I didn't have that freedom to experiment because, money is a factor. I needed to be able to survive and eat and live. So
now, like you said, because you have the money factor, you don't have to worry so much about the whole needing it. You can just do content you enjoy. And that's why I've stuck so long at this, despite the view counts and despite the revenue, because I don't have to worry about it, which is nice.
Right.
And I mean, I enjoy it anyway. It's getting to talk to a different person every single week. Hear this story of yours. It's so different. You were full-time content and then you stopped being full-time content. It's interesting to hear that story. You never really hear it that way around. You always hear I wasn't full-time and now I'm full-time.
Yeah, and I used to be that way, and then I sort of looked at it from a different perspective of, well, why not do both? I mean, if my videos are still going to do well and I can manage doing both at the same time, why not capitalize on that?
Exactly. Your taxes must suck.
Yes, yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I think people should just look at YouTube and YouTubers in a different way a little bit. We're just people.
We're just people at the end of the day, just trying to do
People
what we're going to do.
trying to get by and trying to survive like everyone else.
I'm trying to do what they love as well. I think a lot of people like, I mean, you know, like you here, you, as much as you did it because of it was working, you also do want to try and do what you love as well. And I think a lot of people kind of forget about that. Like, people don't just do content for, I mean, I think it's a weird take on it, and I'm part wrong in it, and I know I'm part wrong, but I'm saying anyways. A lot of people who do it because they think it's an easy money grab don't ever really make it. It's the people who are genuinely wanting to do it and want the money, but that's not their only like concern, who do end up making it.
No, I 100% agree. I do have a take on the state of YouTube though, which I really hate.
Go on and hit me.
Well, it's called YouTube because it's you that's making a video, and it's supposed to be a video how you want it to be, but it's not that anymore. It's algorithm tube. It's what can I do to make the algorithm like me. It's not about, you know, making genuine content anymore. It's about making, you know, what's gonna hit trending, what's gonna pop off. And I really hate that, because YouTube for me at the beginning was so fun, and I was seeing growth, and I was just doing what I enjoyed doing, and it was working because people saw that I was enjoying it. But now it's just not that. YouTube doesn't let you do what you want to do,
which is sad, right? Because I mean, like, it's like I said, like you said, that I think you can do it what you want to do, but you have to kind of do what works first. Like, you can only start, like, for instance, like Mr. Beast. The only reason he can start doing whatever content he wants to do now is I mean, he still has to edit and still has to make it so it's algorithm friendly and so that people watch, hence the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. Right. He's in a position now where he can start doing what he wants only because he's been doing what other people want for a longer time. And
it's just so hard to get to that point, because you have to, you know, to make enough money to survive. It really comes down to money at the end of the day for every YouTuber. That's going to be what it comes down to, for the most part, if they're doing it full time at least. And you got to be getting a certain amount of views and watch time to get that ad revenue up. And even if you switch over to something that you enjoy doing, it's going to take a while to get to a point where you have enough of a genuine fan base to actually make that sustainable, because you're going to have a large number of people just watching whatever you post. Whereas, you know, if you're in my range of, you know, over 200,000 subs, but nothing crazy, if I just post random stuff, it's not going to be sustainable.
It's not going to work out at all. What was I going to say? I was going to add to that as well. Something to do with content I make. Oh, it's like, so for instance, do you have an editor, or do you edit your videos yourself?
I edit my own videos.
See, I have people who help me edit the base videos. I edit all the podcasts myself, but they do it in my idea. So I tell them everything I want, everything I need, and it's just how I want it. Like, my videos are long and they're just a rotation of animations and people talking, and that's how I want it. Like, I could probably make the video shorter or get people to only give me 1-minute answers. But I remember when one of them was being edited, it's like, oh, this video is like 54 minutes. Are you sure? Like, it's just people talking. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to cut them off. I don't want to make them reduce their answers. If they're giving me a genuine 4-minute answer, yeah, it's long, but if people watch it, they watch it, you know? And I think that's just my view on it, is I just want to upload content I enjoy, and I really want to make it full time, but I only want to make it full time if it's content I'm genuinely enjoying doing, even if it takes a lot longer or never happens. I don't want to kind of sell my soul, in a sense.
I feel like I'm out here giving the takes that no one else will say.
I mean, this is what the podcast is about. See, that's the thing, right? We are slowly stirring away from just interviews into bringing on creators who will say, for instance, we had I recorded with Snifferish on Monday, and that podcast comes out 2 days after this one, and we had like this big interesting talk of stuff that people probably wouldn't really say publicly or in their own time, a bit like me and you are doing now. I think that's why I think the podcast is slowly stirring away from I'm interviewing you, which I still am, but we are also just having conversations of, would I ever say this anywhere else? Probably not. Time to get real, and I value that, so thank you. I love these raw conversations. They're good.
Yeah, and I always think it's cool to give the people who enjoy the content sort of a behind the scenes look of, you know, how things actually go and the reality behind it, because people see views and they you know, think, oh, this is a celebrity, this is someone who, you know, makes a lot of money, this is someone who has a good life. It's not always like that. It's always, you know, you put on a persona for YouTube a little bit, in a way. And I would say Bubbo is not Elijah. You're getting Elijah right now, but Bubbo's a little bit different, I would say. And I think most people are that way. They have a persona, an enhanced version of themselves that they show to the world.
That's mental, literally, because I was so sorry to bring them up again, it's just so coincidental, because I was editing the Snifferish podcast, and the line they said, or something close to it, and you'll see this in 2 days if you listen to every podcast, was that they said the line, something along the lines of, people see the views and they see, oh, you're a full-time content creator, you must be rich and earning loads of money. Actually, a good amount of full-time content creators freelancers are on the same kind of wages as you do get from like a regular job, and they're just about getting by. They're just about being able to manage. They just do it full time, so they have more time to do full time because they just don't know anything else.
And sometimes they might be making less than, you know, if they just got a normal job, but they do it because they love it and they want to make it work. That's a position I was in for a really long time, and you know, I decided I can't deal with the stress anymore.
I respect it though. Like it's nice that you're able to kind of turn around and say this, because a lot of people hide it. A lot of people don't want to come off as this person who like isn't, and a lot of people just pretend they're fully satisfied, I think, as well. Like a lot of people are real, but they're not as real as they can be, and you're kind of using this today to be real with people and show like, look, I am happy making content creation, but I'm not as happy as I could be making content creation.
Exactly.
I respect it. You know, thank you for being honest today.
Of course.
You are part of the Color Crew. Just for a bit of a reminder here, who else is part of the Color Crew?
So let me open the group chat. It would be Boblu, Boosfer, myself, Dev, Jack, which is Jack Attack. He doesn't really upload, but love the guy. We all do, so he's there. Keith and Andres. He doesn't really do YouTube often, but he does stream a lot.
What's your Manhunt stats in the Color Crew?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to pull up. Yo, shout out yeah, shout out Color Crew Manhunt stats.
I learned about this last time. See, I'm just using stuff I learned last time. It's great.
Yeah, Color Crew Manhunt stats. Shout out them. They've been, who even runs the ran by Colonel Butt. Shout out Colonel Butt. Because they have for a really long time kept a spreadsheet of all of our Manhunt stats, everyone in the Color Crew, and even some of our guests. And so my stats, I have 56 wins as a runner, 35 losses as a runner, 48 wins as a hunter, 64 losses as a hunter. My win rate as a runner is 61.5. My win rate as a hunter is 42.9, and I've done a total of 210 manhunts.
That's solid stats, to be fair. I can see why you want to stop
good,
though.
Yeah, 210 of these things is a bit ridiculous.
How did you meet the Color Crew? You said that you met them and like you all started making content together and started doing, and that's kind of how your rise began. But how did you actually meet any of these people?
So okay, this was a while back. This was way before I was even making manhunt content. I was really into like hermitcraft type SMPs. And I had started one up. What was it called? Hold on, I'm gonna have to find a video of what it was called. That's really far back. Hold on. It was Ramblecraft. So me and a couple people started up a SMP called Ramblecraft, and I had found Kier and Dev just randomly looking for creators. I think at the time they probably had less than 1,000 subscribers, I think, and I was at about 2,000. And I invited them because I liked their content. They were doing something different I hadn't seen before, which was like a dual channel where they would have, you know, each other's POVs and be doing like content together. And I was like, this is really cool. So I invited them and they said yeah. And then from there, I was, you know, just hanging out with them in the SMP. We became pretty good friends. And then I noticed they were sort of branching off from SMP stuff, which is around the time I was, and they were branching off into sort of the same stuff, like challenge type content. And they were like, you want to be in this manhunt video with us and this guy named Boosfer. And Boosfer had like 1,000 subscribers at the time. And I was like, yeah, sure. Why? And then we started, you know, recording a manhunt. We kind of hit it off as a group. And then from there, it's just history. I mean, we just started recording every single day.
Would you say that these people helped you get through lockdown?
Oh, 100%. Because that's when we all blew up. I was in a college dorm at the time, and that's when I met these guys. And I mean, every day we would just hop in a call. We'd be in a call for 8 to 12 hours probably, just recording videos and editing together and just talking and having a good time. And yeah, so shout out the whole Color Crew. Those guys have always been there. They have helped me significantly get through just life. They've helped me build to be what I am on YouTube. I remember when I was at like 95,000 subscribers. I was the smallest one in the Color Crew, and I was at like 95,000, and they all put on their community tabs to go subscribe to get me past 100K. And that day I gained over 5,000 subscribers, and they got me to 100K.
Oh, that's so sweet. What?
Yeah. So shout out the Color Crew. Love those guys. We, you know, think we're trying to get back into some group content here soon. We kind of I haven't talked to like Boosfer, you know, quite some time. Haven't really talked to Dev or Kier, but I think we're trying to rebuild what we used to have.
Wait till I get that 100K plaque. That's all I've ever really wanted.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Play
it's
button
really cool.
on my wall with my canvases. I have a few canvases. So.
I was probably one of the last people to, because when you get your plaque, you get like a letter as well in there, and it's signed by the CEO of YouTube.
Yeah.
And I think I'm probably one of the last people to get a plaque that has a letter signed by Susan.
Oh, of course, yeah, it's a new CEO, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Yeah. Well, that's actually kind of like, I was going to say it's kind of actually right and historical, but it's not. So many people got a plaque probably before Susan was around for a good amount of time.
For sure. But it's kind of cool.
To say you're one of the last is cool, yeah.
Yeah, and it's, we're in a new era of YouTube. Given new CEO, what you doing? I haven't seen any changes really. What's going on?
Apparently, like the new YouTube layout's quite bad, but I haven't really seen it.
I don't even pay that much attention.
Question for you then, since we're being real, so I'm curious to hear what you'd say about this. Do you think, and if not, where would you be if lockdown? Sorry, do you think you'd still be in the same place? And if not, where do you think you would be if lockdown never happened? I know it's such a hard question to answer. It's a very, very hard question to answer because how do you predict that? But I'm just curious to see if you have an answer for it anyways.
Honestly, I think I would still be close to where I am. Maybe not have gotten to the point where I have now, just because lockdown, sort of trapped people inside. So more content was being digested by people at the time. But I still have always been pretty, antisocial. I don't really go outside that often. So I was always just kind of playing video games, whatever. I think I would still have been making videos and definitely still been. I think I would have met the same guys regardless. So yeah, I'm gonna say I would probably be at a less position than I am now, but still somewhere similar.
So that's a good way of putting it. I like that. I don't know where I'd be because I was studying accounting in college, and I got past year 1 and then year 2. The end of year 1 of college, like a year 12 in Britain it'd be, so year 12 and 13, but it's college that's year 1. I don't know. Anyways, I got past like the first year of it, and I think during the second year, or like at the end of the first year and then started during the second year, I think it was something on those lines. COVID hit and we went into isolation. So for the entire second year, I was doing it work from home. So while I had my call up, I was editing a video and I was recording a video in between classes and all this kind of stuff and editing, and my content did pretty well, but I just don't think, like, because of it I kind of lost focus, and I got past the second year of it, but in the third year I failed like every exam and I just didn't want to do accounting anymore, and it was sort of kind of what motivated me to want to do YouTube more. But then I took a big break for like 6 months because I got a night shift job, and then I came back to like the podcast. So I feel like I'd probably be doing an accounting job at least, or I wouldn't have been able to full send YouTube so much if without COVID. So I wonder if I'd be in a better, or I think I'd be in probably a better position financially but a worse position mentally.
Yeah, I get that.
Whereas now it's the other way around. Like, I'm loving life, but financially, then again, I'm also doing it to myself by going on holiday. Like, I'm off to Rotterdam at the end of the month for TwitchCon for like 5 days, so kind of doing it to myself. But that's the whole. But I prefer Manta. It's way more valuable than money. With that, then I feel like we've kind of covered everything with you. Is there anything I missed talking about, or have we done a good job of covering everything? Like, is there anything you thought I was going to bring up that you'd like to talk about? Or?
Actually, I did think you were going to bring something up.
Oh, do tell. It might have slipped my mind.
I thought you were going to bring up my music.
Oh my god. Yes. Go on. Let's talk about the music. Sorry. I write down notes, and I just must have tripped my mind. You literally tweeted about May 31st that a new music you're working on, didn't you? What is your Spotify name again?
Elijah Cole.
Oh yeah, here you go. Not Your Type, Mental Hell, Take Me Home, Branding Over Backwards, Late Nights.
Yep.
How long have you been doing music for then?
Probably a couple years. I got into it when I was in my senior year of high school, but that was all trash. That was just kind of a learning experience, and I'm still learning because music's a tough process to sort of get down. Yeah. And so I'm still learning a lot, but I've come quite a long way. Even since my last song I put out, which was Not Your Type, I've learned a lot, and the stuff I'm working on now sounds so much better, like a significant amount better. And so yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while, but it's something I really enjoy doing. I've always been a fan of music. It's always been a big part of my life.
What's your favorite song you've ever made then?
Nothing that I have released right now.
Oh, so you're working on it, or you just you can't pick one?
No, I honestly kind of hate everything I've put out to this point, just because it doesn't sound how I want it to sound. But I have gotten to a point now with like mixing and all that kind of stuff where the stuff I'm making now actually sounds professional and like real songs. And so there's one song that I'm pretty much done with. I just need to add a few finishing touches. And that's probably my favorite song I worked on.
You've actually done pretty well with like a lot of people who. Okay, actually no. Before I made this statement, so I just want to get the facts right here. What came first, Minecraft or the music?
Minecraft for sure.
Okay, so a lot of people who started off with like Minecraft content creation and then got into making music, they have done all right, and I've talked to a few people who have, but none of them have truly done like a big standout amazing. Because obviously it's really hard to grow as a musician, especially like a lot of people kind of do it from their they like do IRL variety content and then transition into music. But you know, you've done this and you've gotten some good numbers. I mean, late nights with your most viewed having 79,000, which is mental. I think that's more than how many listeners has the podcast had? Podcast has had 17,000 starts on Spotify over 112 episodes. So way more than me. Obviously, music's a little bit different, but you get the idea. So how does it feel? Kind of like, do you ever just sit back and look at the numbers? I mean, you made a tweet about it and just be like, damn, like I've actually done pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely crazy. When I first started, I didn't really know what to expect because I had never done it before. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy to see the numbers and support and people that have just enjoyed listening to it. And I definitely took a different, because like you said, there's a lot of people that kind of try to do music but don't see great numbers from after they do like Minecraft YouTube videos. And I took a bit of a different approach than most people, because most people, when they do it, sort of keep the same persona and, you know, I don't really know what I'm trying to say here. They make music, but as the same person as they do when they play Minecraft, if that makes sense. Where I just completely separated it. That's why my music name's not Bubbo. I wanted to completely separate it because I don't want to be the Minecraft music guy. That's not what I want to be. Like, good example of that. I'm gonna be blunt here and say a name. Like Dream, CG5, they are the Minecraft music people, right? And I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be an artist and a YouTuber, not both. So I took a different route. I made real music. I wasn't I tried not to be super cringe. I try to, you know, make things based on my life and something I can emotionally connect to. And I think that's kind of shown through, because people do keep it pretty separate for the most part. They don't really ever, you know, say that's Bubbo's music. They say that's Elijah Cole's music.
I thought, sorry, when I mentioned about the whole like kind of Minecraft creating into music, I know you weren't like kind of referring to what I said here. You just talking in general. But the idea I was trying to get at is I've talked to people, and I don't want to say names specifically because they aren't me, but like they make Minecraft content, and sometimes on their Twitter they promote like, and this isn't one person specifically, this is a few I've seen. They make completely unrelated music to Minecraft. They'll sometimes promote it, but I don't see them as like Minecraft music people. And that's why I say when I was referring to the people who it's a bit harder to grow as like in that scene coming from Minecraft. I mean, a lot of people. I was referring to these people who don't only have. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm really struggling to find the words here, but like I was referring to just other people who are in your situation. There you go. In the exact same situation you do, but there's no one I don't think who's big from it yet who you can kind of turn around and go. I mean, if you, for instance, if you ever got big with, well, when you get big with Spotify and music and stuff like that, you won't be referred to as the Minecraft music person. You'll be a completely different entity on both.
Yeah,
there you go.
And that was just my goal in the end, was to not keep it the same, because I don't want to be generalized as the Minecraft music guy, because then people won't take your music seriously.
Yeah, I get that, but it's also kind of good to have that little bit of a promotion boost as well.
So no, for sure. And I've definitely taken advantage of that. But you know, outside of promoting on my Twitter, I'm also, you know, submitting to playlists and running like, you know, Instagram campaigns and stuff like that to sort of give myself a boost from an outside audience.
Yeah. And how's that working for you?
I mean, it's gone pretty well. the numbers don't lie. They're pretty good. But yeah, I think that the stuff I'm gonna release in the future is definitely gonna be on the next level of music.
I'm gonna ask a question here, but I'm gonna specify what I mean before I ask it. Okay. You can be proud but not fully satisfied with this, and I want to make this very clear. And if you're not fully satisfied, it's not a bad thing. But would you say, with where you're at right now, are you proud but not fully satisfied with music?
Yeah,
you can still be happy. You can still be really like appreciative and thankful for where you're at. But like with the podcast, I'm very happy, but I want 100. I want that play button, right? That's kind of my thing. I'm very happy with where I'm at. I'm not pushing for it. I'm not begging for it. I'm not like going out of my way to get it. But I'm not like, I guess like unsatisfied is a poor word in there, but it's the only word I can use to get my point across. But you say you're in the same position with music.
Yeah, I think 100%. 100% because I may not necessarily like the stuff that I've put out in the past, but it's gotten me to a point where now I've learned from it and I've grown from it. It's given me that initial audience that will listen to the music I put out. So I'm very thankful for that. But in the future, I just have some better projects that I'm working on that are more professional sounding. I think I just have a lot more to offer. So it would be nice to, see those numbers go up even more. And I think they can.
There you go. Do you have anything else to add about the music? Anything you want to give us hints towards? Any like cool? I know you kind of did it there, like when you're talking about your next song you're happy with. But and we actually not. Before you do that, one last question. What would you? Because I've always gotten like I'm always really bad at this, like kind of differentiating the difference between or whatever the bloody word is between like what's like hip hop or sorry, what's hip hop or what's like I know there's like so many different things of it. Like I can tell the difference between hip hop and country. But what would you say your music falls under category wise?
Say I fall under like a sort of pop, indie pop kind of vibe.
Yeah, I've always like I can tell the difference when I'm listening to the songs, but I can never really remember the category names or tell the difference between category names. But like that might be obvious to someone who's listening to your music, but to me it's like I can just never tell the difference.
Yeah, like I do a lot of guitars, a lot of pianos. I'm not really doing too much crazy synths or anything. There will be synths, but nothing insane. So yeah, I would definitely like a pop, indie pop kind of vibe. And I mostly do sort of I don't know. I kind of mix it up. I like to do a lot of different things. I don't think music's something you got to stick to one category. If a song sounds better a certain way, then make it a certain way. And if people like it, they like it. So I kind of jump around to genres a little bit.
And what and do you have any cool like hints or lore that you can tell us about regarding your music? Like hints for the future, any fun lore, behind the scenes facts that you've always wanted to share, but I guess never had the opportunity to.
Well, I don't know. Since I've released my last song, I've just been working on my mixing abilities and making my vocals actually sound much better. And so it's been probably almost a year since my last song's gone out, and the quality in this next one is going to be much better in terms of production and songwriting skills. So stay tuned. That's probably coming. I'm gonna put a hard deadline on myself. It's coming out in July.
Okay, all right. And what about like fun, like I guess behind it, or like a cool or even maybe stressful and happy behind the scene fact? Do you have any about music? Like do you have any parts like I guess to share with people who are trying to do the same things? I'm sure there's many people who have always wondered about getting into it. Do you have any like things to say to them, motivational or like just being real and giving them the hard truth?
Yeah, I mean
that's what this whole podcast has been so far, right?
Yeah. No, music is real tough. It's hard to get things to sound the way you want them to sound. It's hard to get an audience that's gonna listen, but at the end of the day, if you're not trying and you're not putting things out, you're not going to learn from it. So definitely make what you want to make, even if you're not super happy with how the final result sounds. Use that and learn from it to make the next one sound even better, and you just got to keep pushing through.
This is half joke because like I'm not fully being serious, but if you did it probably would be a banger. Have you ever thought about making and for the Bubbo channel here, and I know it kind of like this is why it's half joke because it might link the two with and you won't want to do it, but have you ever thought about making like a Minecraft Manhunt like rap or song with like the Color Crew?
Man, this is a joke we've had for so long now. We keep saying in multiple videos, we'll be like, all right, we're gonna make Manhunt the musical.
Why don't you then? That'd be so funny.
It's just so that would be.
Oh, just why don't you just make a song then for like your channel? That could be cool to see, like test the waters of it. Like we've seen Captain Sparkles and Antvenom stuff do Minecraft music. Like that's different. That's different because they're making music actually about Minecraft. So what if on the Bubbo channel uploaded like a Minecraft Manhunt song or whatever it's called, feat like the Color Crew? You write the lyrics and sing it.
It's definitely been an idea that we've thrown around, but we just never wanted to commit to it. And at this point now, it's when most of the Color Crew is done with Manhunts. It's not gonna happen.
There could be a send off then. It'd be a nice little send off. It could be your final Manhunt video. You could literally just call it like One Last Dance, a Minecraft Manhunt rap or whatever.
Yeah,
no, that kind of goes hard.
It does kind of go hard. I'm not gonna lie. I might throw the idea out there just to see if anyone would be interested, but I'm gonna just be honest. They probably wouldn't want to do it anyway.
No. That's why I was half joke because I reckon it'd be fire, but I don't think it will ever happen.
But it's funny you said that because we have talked about it many times.
Oh, you never know. At least the idea was there, right? At least we knew you'd be interested in it, but sadly it never happened.
Yeah, but it is what it is. You get Elijah Cole instead,
which is fire. Not the hero we were expecting, but a hero hero we want. There you go.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, we was expecting a Minecraft Manhunt rap, but instead we got Elijah Cole. Look at that.
It is what it is.
Sorry about forgetting about your music there. I just completely, I don't know why I didn't write it, because I have a bunch of notes wrote down and I've crossed them all off now. Except for that, I just don't know why I didn't write that down. So apologies. But we talked about it, which is good anyways. And you make amazing music. I actually did listen to a few. It just completely tripped my mind to talk about it. So, but fair play, you're doing good. I mean, I'm excited to see where you go, and hopefully in the future you'll do, because I don't think you've done a collab yet, have you?
With music?
Yeah, with anyone, yeah.
We've done one collab with Fans.
Oh wait, oh no, for some there's a public, wait, this is weird. You've been, so I just clicked on your thing, Elijah Cole Radio, right? And your public like playlist, it says with Bubbo, Fans, Rasplin and more, and then some of the songs in here are from other people who I was referring to when I talked about Minecraft creators making music on the side. Yep. That's so weird.
Yeah, people have made many playlists of just like the whole Minecraft people that make music.
Oh, you actually have like a Bubbo one as well, Drifting, Road Trip, Restless.
Oh yeah, I just put some that's some lo-fi I've made.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but that's really old. That's really old.
Really old. What song did you collab with Fans then?
It was called Take Me Home.
Oh, it was the Take Me Home one. Oh, because it doesn't say any like name with them, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, it does when you click on it.
Up on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just say, because I kind of look at the main thing when I'm talking about it. We do have some Twitter questions, Elijah, to talk about before we go. The first one I want to say is from it wasn't even a reply to you. I just want to ask you because you had the same announcement as Bubbo. And Bubbo, you're Bubbo as Bablu. Sorry. It comes from, and if you're happy to answer this, it's from Crystal Rose, Dristabel. Kiss, marry, kill with the color crew. You don't have to pick everyone. You can just pick 3.
Kiss Boost for Mary Bablu. Kill Jack.
Good answers. I respect it. Very good. Now on to your Twitter questions. So there was a few people who thought you were crooks. I believe you have just a similar skin. If you've ever heard of the person,
I'm not trying to who-megal that person, but who is that?
They used to so speedrunners who replied with this. They used to make Minecraft speedrun content, and now they're in like the GeoGuessr at like championships or whatever. Something like that.
I don't know. I had never even heard of that person.
Alright, you're fine. It's not a who-megal thing. It's just I talked about this on like another podcast. I've talked to so many different people from so many different communities, and because of having to research these people, I found so many other people as well, and I realized that just because I've interacted with you doesn't mean you've interacted with everyone. Like, you're actually all from different communities, but because I've talked to all of you, it feels like you should know each other, but you don't.
I had never heard of that person before.
That's fine, don't worry. We do have a question. Shout out that person. We do have, we only have one question actually, and it's really funny. It's from Reality Anthony.
Oh god.
Why the old god?
That's my boy right there.
My boy as in like good friends, or?
Yeah, we're good friends. We're good friends.
Okay. Well, they asked any Apple facts.
Oh, of course he did.
So go on, let's hear some more.
Let me get one here for you. This is groundbreaking information because I haven't done Apple facts in a really long time. So apple pie, you may associate it with as an American delicacy, but it's actually not even American. It became in Europe.
Where in Europe? Was that all you know? Is just in Europe?
It was just England.
Okay.
So apple pie was first made in England hundreds of years ago, and then America took it, and now people think apple pie, America, 4th of July, fall, that kind of stuff.
But it's not. It was American.
It was we did. It was European.
Yeah, that's actually a very fun fact. Because I'm English, I'm British, so I sound British. I'm half British technically.
So there you go, Anthony. There's your Apple fact.
Thank you. And what a perfect way to end off the podcast with the little lore bit that you have with the whole Apple facts thing. With that being said, then that sadly brings the end of this week's midweek MC. It's been amazing talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
No worries. Before I do the outro here, you do have. I always like to give this opportunity for you to promote yourself. Where can people find you on all platforms? Your like Twitter, YouTube, anything you want to promote here within reason, and only yourself. The floor is yours.
All right, guys, check out my OnlyFans. Just kidding, I don't have an OnlyFans. You can check out my YouTube, Bubbo, youtube.com/Bubbo. Twitter is It's Bubbo. I don't stream, so I'm not going to say that. And Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music, Elijah Cole.
There you go. And make sure to listen to every single song on repeat. And you know
just
what?
Just leave it on repeat to get me the streams.
You know what? If you remember this, or not you specific here, the listener, go and bookmark the announcement tweet, right? And at the end of the year, if Elijah's in your Spotify Wrapped, probably retweet the tweet with the screenshot to prove it.
Facts.
There you go. Just come back to this. Remember it. Put in your bookmarks, write in your calendar to remind you at some point in November when it comes. You have to retweet this tweet with your Spotify Wrapped and Elijah's number 1. There you go.
And I'll give the if you're my number 1 listener, I'll give you $100.
Very seriously?
Yeah, for real.
Time to play you on. It has to be legit. It can't, like, if you're in the top 1% with like millions of hours listened, it's clearly, like, especially if it's from now, it's clearly fake. Like, because you know a lot of people kind of, have you seen the screenshots from like last year of people like, oh my god, I'm in the top 1% of Taylor Swift with like 365 days listened, and it's like, lad, you know, you just have it playing on an old account.
Yeah.
So it has to be clearly legit. If you're, so everyone who's in the top 1%,
yeah.
Shit. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, then thank you all for listening, and thank you so much again. You've been an amazing guest, and it's been great talking with you. I always love the real talks. They really make the podcast a lot better in my eyes. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't eat too much bread. Stay safe. Pieces.